There are more than 60 scientists from around the world who are meeting this week in Japan. I don't know if you've seen this or read about it. It's a report that's being written at a meeting of the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC. And there have been some leaks of the drafts of this. It's not finalized yet. But the leaks indicate that these guys are really freaked out that global climate change is not something we have to worry about in 2100, that it's happening right now, that it is producing famine and disease and war right now. And we do know, if we go back and look at the history of the Middle East, that what preceded the Tunisian overthrow of the government, the Egyptian overthrow of the government, the uprisings in Syria and in Libya, what preceded all of these was a failure of the wheat crop, which was the result of drought. The science is pretty solid now. The IPCC is saying that the drought and super hot that they had recently in Australia and in Moscow back 3 years ago, I think it was so far outside. It was such an outlier. It was so far outside of the statistical range of possibility that it was almost certainly caused by human activity. So, basically what they're saying is we're seeing this now. And the potential for genuine catastrophic events is huge. And interestingly, their solution is to, at least so far in the draft reports, is to call for localized agriculture. Rodale has, the organic gardening magazine folks, they've been their institute has been sponsoring and doing some really fascinating research, finding that when land is farmed using pesticides and herbicides, it basically sterilizes, it kills the soil. The soil just turns into clay. But when you use organic farming methods, not only do you get better quality food and healthier soil, but what fills that soil are living things, everything from fungi and bacteria to worms. And those living things are carbon-based life forms. In other words, you are sequestering carbon into the soil. And so by using factory farming methods, we are releasing carbon from the soil. And if we were to use organic farm methods, we would be sequestering carbon from into the soil, which would be a good thing. And so they're saying, maybe we should not have these giant agricultural companies and these giant, almost like the old Soviet farming methods, but instead go back to local and arguably organic agriculture. So, sounds like a good idea to me.